Okay, Derek back. My latest adventures in modding and mismodding. As you can see, I have a Nerf Longstrike. Yes, this is one of the Longstrikes I used in the duel, or two Longstrikes into a camera. When I left them on the lawn, no, I did not leave them there. I still have them. I'm planning on modding them. As you can see, I got the other one here that's not modded. So you can compare what the color scheme looked like. Quick and dirty, just kind of threw the paint on with some primer here and use the tape to close off any kind of other areas I wanted to leave alone. Did okay, really sloppy in some areas. I'll have to buy like a small brush I can touch up stuff like this, but effective. I mean, the way some of the mist of the paint came off to the side, as you can see, it actually makes this look bluer, so it makes it look more like an elite stripe. So I actually kind of like that. The fact that it kind of misted on the side and make it look like it was kind of almost intentionally like snow camo or white, but it really makes that blue come out. Me excusing the fact it looks really sloppy. Now, for the modifications on this gun, I have removed the air restrictor, a couple of the locks, and I've added a recon level spring, or Orange Modworks spring. Orange Modworks sells springs that work for several guns. This one also works on the Recon and the original Alpha Trooper. So I'm about to shoot it. I would dry fire it, but it really makes that sound like, hey, you're breaking your blaster. Do that a couple more times and I won't work anymore. So right now, I'm going to put 5 shots in. These are knockoff darts. They're about a nickel each, but I'm going to be comparing them. So you'll compare the speed of a Longstrike that's been modified with an Orange Modworks spring, and the air restrictor removed on a couple of locks, versus a Longstrike that has had nothing done to it, which we all know I kind of laugh at, but let's just put it in numbers for you. Okay, first shot, 56, 59, 51, 50, 58. So really almost insanely easy to prime this thing. And even after modding, and I'll show you how this one primes. Okay, it's already primed after I put the clip in. But it primes, even with the better spring, so much easier than the Longstrike. In fact, even with the spring in, it's actually priming better than the Longstrike, or long shot does, I should say. Better than the long shot does with no spring, or no improved spring. So that's a neat thing, but it's nowhere near as powerful as my long shots, the two I've modified. But I can prime on either handle, on either side, which is a major problem on the long shot I've modded. But let's see how it performs before I talk anymore, before I bore you guys to death. All right, first shot. 85. 68. 86. 85. 85, duplicate. And that's it. So, with the exception of one shot and then that shot at 68, it was basically shooting. Let me turn this off. I actually killed a 9-volt battery in about 3 or 4 days. I left it on in my chronograph. But shooting in the 80s, I've done better with a Massacre kit and a Recon, but the priming's a lot harder. This is awesomely it's priming really good for a gun that has a better spring in it. It also still has a nice stock that I can put 2 6-shot clips in the back for like backup. And this is really fun to use, and I could see maybe some things I'll do in the future with it. But my only problem I have right now is you can hear that sound. I am destroying this thing, even when I'm firing, not dry firing. So I don't know how long it's going to last. My other concern is it's kind of long, and with the priming bar here, it's going to be hard to use it as like a sidearm. I'm big enough that if I open the screws back up and take the stock out, that I could use this as a small, like sawed-off shotgun-sized rifle or side rifle. But I'd probably need a 3D printed pump handle at the front, and I don't know how much room there is for it with the clip right there. And I have one coming in for a long shot, but it's very expensive, $54. I got these for $10. The spring, if you do the math, after shipping was about $3.50. I used some plastic tape over the plunger, Honestly, you're looking maybe all told, plus what I was able to snipe it for on eBay, 14 bucks for this, and it's shooting in the 80s. That's competitive. Not great, but it's competitive and can fight. So, honestly, for this much work, this is good as it is. I don't need to put anything else into it, even though I kind of want to. But this prime's easy. I think it's a decent shot. I'll probably do this to my other blaster, my other Longstrike. It has me doubting modding other long shots. My biggest problem with modding the Longstrike internally was everything was reversed. Inside, like, I think I'll show a video where I mod the next one. You'll see a dart tooth at the beginning of the blaster. It's something that has like a little spring, and it's a front of the clip. And if that comes loose, you're in trouble. And there's like a little tooth that sticks out to the side that on most blasters, when you open up, it faces you, so you can tell that, you know, if it's working. On this guy, it's facing away from you, from the side that you open the screws on. So, yeah, it was really confusing. This must be an much older blaster, because part of the plastic had fused to part of the internals, and I had to pry it open and break something with my screwdriver in order for it to come off. Broke off like a 1/3 of a centimeter piece. But when you're warping plastic like that, it was a major problem getting this back together. And if you wanted to hear me cursing and snapping stuff, it would have been hilarious. And I think I'll show the next video. I'll record myself. And I may need to get some editing software so I can actually, you know, make it better viewing, because right now I'm hitting about 6+ minutes, and that's much longer than I want to make these videos. I'm about as ADD as most of the people I teach in school, so I like to keep them, you know, 3 to 4, maybe even 5 minutes if I really have something to say. But that's it for the Longstrike. I like it. It is comfortable. It is easy to prime. It is shooting in the 80s with knockoff darts, which means I should be able to break 90, and I can't wait to bring my long shots down and see how they fire through the chronograph, because they must shoot well over 100 if this guy's shooting in the 80s with knockoffs. All right, guys, that's it for now.